Hey beauties, welcome back. For today's video, I have just a get ready with me with nothing new, just getting ready, showing y'all my everyday makeup routine or my everyday glam. You are going to hear my son in the background because he's still up, you know, whatever. He's on Christmas vacation, so he's very hyper right now, but let's just jump right into it. So I'm using this NYX Ultimate eyeshadow base. I think I like this stuff. I'm not sure. Like, it's very similar to the Urban Decay primer potion. Like, I think I like it, but I'm not sure. Do you know what? I think would be cool if I like compared the two. That's a good idea. So this is my Urban Decay primer potion, and this is what I normally gravitate to. But let's try it and see which one's better, because let's be real here, it really doesn't matter, because just because this is obviously like a $25 eyeshadow primer and this was only like $10, you never know, the NYX could be better. So let's just use them both and see what happens. This is the Going Coconuts palette by ColourPop. Look at those shades. They're beautiful. Look at the shimmers. So we're going to use that, and I'm just going to go in with this shade right here. This is the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm going to set my eyeshadow primer. Take this big fluffy brush. I think this is actually a really pigmented shade. So I'm going to go in with this shade first, and it's called Lovely Bunch right here, this shade right here. And I'm going to, this is like the perfect transition shade. Now I'm just going to put that right in the crease. I'm going to take this, one of my favorite brushes. This is my Sigma E24. You would think I know them by now, but I don't. I'm going in with this shade right here, and I'm going to also put that directly into, what shade was it? I don't even know. I'm going to put that directly into my crease. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. So one of the biggest questions that I have been getting is why did I stop going live? And will I ever go live again? Am I quitting YouTube? I only got that question one time. Obviously that's from a person that hasn't watched me much, because if you know me, you will know I'm not a quitter or anything like that. But the reason why I stopped going live is because I didn't like the direction that my channel was going. I did not like the direction that I was heading in. I did not like how, for the most part, all I was really talking about was the same 4 people over and over and over again, that's something that I've never wanted for my channel. And if you ever go back, and if I ever go back, I'll link it down below. It doesn't matter when. If I ever find it, I'll link it down below. But I've said it often, if my channel had ever gotten to a place where I was talking about the same people over and over again, I'm just going to build this color up a little bit because I like this shade. I wish it was a little bit darker, but I do like this shade. But anyway, so because I didn't like where my channel was going, and I had always said I would never ever let that happen, and it had gotten to a place where that is exactly what was happening. I was talking about the same people over and over again, and that's never ever what I wanted for my channel. And I think, obviously, to each his own, but to me, when you get to a place where you're talking about the same people over and over again, or I also find myself defending myself to the same people over and over again, when you get to a point where all you're doing is talking about the same people over and over again, that's not a commentary channel. To me, that is a drama channel. That's a gossip channel. And although I like to watch gossip channels now and then, sometimes I watch them, sometimes I don't. I don't want a drama channel. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I have never wanted. And even when I would try to stay away from it and try to talk about something else, somebody would message me and say, this person's talking about you, or and Megamouth did this, and she said something transphobic, or she said something racist, or she said something homophobic. Are you gonna, and I just found myself in a tricky place that I did not want to be in. And even when I didn't want to talk about it, I would, because it would bother me not to talk about it and not to call that person out. But you can only call the same person out over and over again for so long before it's time to throw in the towel and realize this is a person that is never going to change. This is a person that's going to continue to be toxic, and it's time to move on from that person. Kind of discovered TikTok, which I was always on TikTok. I always did videos here and there on TikTok, but I started watching TikTok live streams, and I started watching debates, and I have always advocated, for human rights as a whole. So I started doing debates. I'm like, I want to do that. And wow, that I was so happy to be doing something that I was passionate about. I was so happy to be just debating, doing something that I know I'm a beast in. And the more I would, go live on TikTok and do these live debates, the more I would grow. I was growing significantly on TikTok. So therefore, I looked at it like, I'm going to just focus on TikTok right now. Never ever in my mind did I ever say, I'm quitting YouTube. Never. That would never happen. There is not a person here on this world that would ever deter me from YouTube, because YouTube obviously is my first love as far as social media is concerned. What I will say is that there is obviously something very awesome about going live. I love the interaction. I love, being able to, interact with my peoples. I think that's the best part of going live, interacting, But one thing that I will say is that no drama ever started with me until the day I started going live. You could literally be talking about true crime and going live every night, and somehow or some way you are going to be into drama, even if you don't want to. There have been a limited few live streamers who have managed to stay out of drama, but the majority don't. Okay, and it's because there is a certain, let me continue to do my makeup. There is a certain amount of protection that you have when you are behind a camera and you're picking and choosing the things that you want people to see or not see. Okay, which is the beautiful thing about editing. There is a protection about it. There is a certain amount of privacy about it. There is a certain amount of integrity about it, believe it or not. But once you go live, it's a whole new different world. And even if you don't want to be into drama, if you are a person like myself that, how do I put this? If you're a person like myself that will never take any shit from anybody, it's inevitable. Period. It's inevitable. So all I could say is that I'm not saying that I'm not going to go live again. I do like going live. going live is fun. I like interacting with y'all. I like all of that stuff. However, I will not ever go live the way that I used to. And it's because there's a reason why I have a camera. There's a reason why I have a microphone. There is a reason why I have a ring light. There's a reason why I have all of these things that I invested, that myself have invested into my YouTube. And these are things that I feel that I should have never stopped doing in the first place. But we all make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. But at the end of the day, when you are going live, one thing that you have to know, if you're talking about commentary, whatever it is, people are only going to watch you if you're talking about who they want you to talk about. If you're not talking about that person, those people will no longer be there, except for the loyal ones and the few that I have and that I appreciate. But it's very important, if you ever think about becoming a live streamer, understand that it's a whole new different world, and it's a world of doxing. Okay, it's a world of people getting into your business, people looking you up. And don't get me wrong, those things can happen even behind the camera, but it doesn't happen as much as versus going live and being in the raw footage. It's a whole new different world, and it gives people easier access to you, and it also gives people the ability to cross boundaries that you haven't even set for yourself, because you don't know anything about it. You don't know what people are capable of. It literally brings every single person out of the loony bin. I'm not even joking. I'm just keeping it real. So just be careful if that's something that you are considering. Now, it's nothing that I couldn't handle, because the one thing that I will say is what's the most important about YouTube in itself, okay? But especially if you choose to be a live streamer, is you have to have a certain amount. No. You have to have a huge amount of discernment. You have to walk around using your discernment, because if you don't, you will get taken advantage of. At the end of the day, I'm strong, and I will never, that's one thing I will never do. I will never let anybody lie on my name. I will always debunk you and say it with my whole motherfucking chest, and I don't care. I'm going to go in with this shimmer here. One of these shimmers. I'm going to go in with this one right here, which is super, super pretty. Look at that shimmer. Wait, I'm not even touching it. Wrong side. This one right here. Now I gotta get a different brush. And I'll just use this one. Let's see how it is without any. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Ooh, that's really pretty. I don't think this needs any spray at all. And we're back. So I just finished the rest of my eyes off camera. And I'm going to be honest with you. I truly, truly believe that the NYX, how I compare the two. So this side was Urban Decay. This side was the NYX eyeshadow primer. And I can tell you right now, the NYX eyeshadow primer definitely works a lot better. Like, I can just look and tell my eyeshadows are popping way more on this eye than this eye. Y'all probably can't tell, but I definitely can tell. So definitely the NYX eyeshadow primer is way better than the Urban Decay. The Urban Decay is just, unless I didn't put enough on, I'm gonna say the NYX is way better. So first I'm going to start off by using the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, and I love this stuff. That's all I can say. This stuff is amazing. I like it better than the original putty primer. So then the next thing I'm going to go into is this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and it has 4% seeing inside. I can never say it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And this stuff is amazing as well. It really does make your makeup stick, and I just put it in places where my makeup tends to wear off the fastest. And that's just going to be on my nose. And the last but not least, I'm going to go in with my NYX First Base primer. And I love this. This stuff is amazing. Okay, that's all I can tell you. It literally, truly makes a difference in my opinion. First thing that I'm going to go in with is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. And this is a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury filter thing. I'm gonna give it a little shake, and I feel like e.l.f. always kills it with dupes. They do a great job, and this is literally not a foundation. This is just a filter to make your face very glowy. And literally you can put it on, you can literally just put it on your cheekbones and places that you want your face to glow. You can put it all over your face and wear it up under your foundation. Like, you can put this on first and then put your foundation on, and if you're wearing like a really matte foundation, this will give it a little bit of a glow. Go in with this Makeup by Mario contour stick thingy, and I'm almost out of it, but I haven't used this in a while. But this is the Makeup by Mario contour stick, cream contour stick, and it's very light, as you can see. Like, it's not it doesn't really have a lot of color to it at all, and I do like this on my natural days. So I will just take this because it's only just going to give me a little bit of a bronze, nothing. And I love the way this stuff blends. As a matter of fact, I gotta get more of this because I really do like this. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer, okay? And this is normally what I do every single day if I'm not doing like a dramatic makeup look, is I will take my NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Custard, and I will literally turn that around there. I will literally just take this brush right here, and this is the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is that brush that went trending, the A506, the concealer brush, and see how it has that flat surface right there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, dip in this very, very lightly, and I'm going to go right up under my eyes with this. And I'm using cream because cream is more natural, and this is literally probably just one of the easiest, like, everyday makeup looks. And as you can see, look at that, it literally just blends like a dream. I love this stuff, and mostly I use this to carve my eyebrows out, but I do use this as well up under my eyes because it is very nice. And you know, I feel like obviously on your natural days you want to stick with as much cream as possible, in my opinion, especially when you have mature skin, when you're getting older in your 30s and your 40s. You know, you got to be careful with using so much liquid stuff, like, you know, liquid foundation, liquid concealer, because it can tend to be very drying on your face. That was rude. My camera just ran out of room on my card. I gotta get more cards. Now I'm gonna go into this cream blush. This is by Milani, and this is in Coral Crush, and this is actually a really good blush. I like Milani's cream blushes. I also like Flower Beauty's cream blushes. Like, all these drugstore brands, they're just amazing. Like, you really can't go wrong with Milani regardless. So I'm just going to take this brush right here, and I'm just going to tap that right there, and I'll put a little bit on my nose. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a peachy color, but not really. But it's, I don't know, it's very, It's peachy, but it's almost pink, if that makes any sense. Like, I think it's a mix between both. Hopefully the camera is picking up how pretty it is, because it's very pretty. Now, keep in mind that I'm wearing no foundation. The only thing that I have on right now is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. That's it. So keep that in mind, because you don't have to wear foundation unless you want to, obviously. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to set really quick. I am going to take something that I have been loving lately. This is my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation. And this is amazing. This is pretty much like a foundation and a powder in one. So literally it sets your face while giving you a little bit more coverage. And I have been really, really loving this. I'm just going to take this Ultimate Blending Brush, and I think this is by Equate. I'm just going to dig in there, and I'm going to set all over my face. And this stuff does give you coverage. I'm not going to lie about that. I already set up under my eyes, so I don't need to go up under there, right? It really is very smoothing as well. And they have all different shades, and that's what I like about MAC. They get it right. Speaking of MAC, again, I'm going to use their matte satin finish bronzer. And I'm just going to set everywhere where I put the cream bronzer. But anyway, I hope you guys understand what I was trying to say. I am not saying that I didn't love going live. I do, and I will definitely continue to go live. But I definitely won't do it as much as I did. I learned on my journey, and just me taking time off, reevaluating, and trying to figure out where I wanted my channel to go, because I didn't like the direction that it was going in. What I figured out the most is that I like creating content. It can be tough sometimes. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You definitely have to be very motivated to do this, because if you're not motivated, there's no point. Makeup is my passion. Commentary is just something that I genuinely enjoy doing, but there's a huge difference between the two. At the end of the day, a lot of people say the beauty community is fucked, the beauty community is trash. Not necessarily. There are some amazing beauty influencers out there, micro beauty influencers that may not be as big as Jackie Ayanna or Jaclyn Hill or Carly Bible or any of them, but they are amazing and sometimes better, and they just don't get enough recognition because they are smaller YouTubers. A few bad apples gave the beauty community a bad name. In no way, shape, or form did I ever have any intentions of quitting. One person emailed and asked me that, and I look at it like this: if you can email me and ask me that, or think that some people are chasing me away from YouTube, then you don't know me and you don't watch me. Hello? Like, I literally cuss people out on a day-to-day basis when I was going live. Okay? Because I will never let anybody lie on my name, ever. I'm always going to defend myself, okay? Because ain't nobody else going to do it here on YouTube. So I'm going to do it for myself. Let's smoke out the bottom lash line. Y'all should see my desk right now. It's a mess. I'm just going to take this pencil brush right here. And I think this is a Jaclyn Hill pencil brush. And I'm just going to go into this shade right here. And I'm just going to, this is the shade I think I used as my transition color. I'm just going to smoke it out on the bottom lash line. So before my camera even overheats or anything, I am going to let this sit a little bit longer, and then I will be right back and we'll just finish up this video by doing the lips, and then we'll be done. So I'll be right back. Alright beauties, so we're pretty much at the finish line. We're going to set the cream blush that we had on, and I'm going to use It's a Mess, but this is actually, I don't think that they have this anymore, but this is the Juvia's Place blush palette, and I love this blush palette. I'm going to take this shade right here and this shade, and I'm going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to put that right here on the apples and bring it up. You can go crazy with the blush because blush is the first thing to wear off. Remember that. So you can go crazy with it just a little bit. You ain't gotta go too cray-cray, but you can go crazy with it. So then, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and spray my face because that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go back into the Going Coconuts palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here, this light shade, and I'm going to highlight the inner corner because we have to do that. Ooh, that's pretty. I didn't know it was going to be that intense. Jeez. That's really pretty. I'm going to highlight the brow bone with that. It's like a pretty gold color. This is very, very pretty. This is a pretty palette. I'm going to take my ColourPop Lippy, and this is in the shade BFF3, and I'm going to line my lips. So now I'm going to take this Mented Cosmetics lipstick, and it's in the shade Peach Please, which is my favorite shade. And I'm going to apply this. Perfect lip combo. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this Fenty Gloss Bomb, and I don't even know what shade this is in because it's too light, but I will link it down below. So that's it, y'all. That's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this little get ready with me, and I did just want to come on here and talk to y'all because I do feel like, of course, I don't owe anybody an explanation for why I do the things that I do. However, I wanted to give an explanation, at least to my glam fam, who I love and adore. Y'all have been there for me since the very beginning, some of y'all, and some of y'all have been there since you found me. Someone who constantly pretty much trying to go live on a consistent basis and then just kind of stop going live. I wanted to let y'all know why. And I know that for some people, everyone handles their channel differently. And one of the biggest things that I don't think that I've said yet is that my channel is very, very important to me. You know, I worked really hard just to get my little 4,000 subscribers. You know, I worked really hard for that. So that's not anything that I would ever give up or walk away from. But if I do see my channel going in the wrong direction, a direction that I don't want it going in, I do want to stop that. Drama can become addicting. Look it up. So sometimes, and I think some people could actually learn a lesson from watching this and kind of take my advice and know when to walk away from something, know when to take a break from something and say, I need to evaluate myself and I need to evaluate my channel. Don't do this if you're just coming in this for money, because like I said, you're going to be very disappointed at what happens. You can make money here and there on YouTube, but for the most part, do what you're passionate about, do what you love, and eventually those things will come. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me, chit chatty, whatever. I hope if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. Love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe before you leave if you haven't already, and make sure you leave a comment if you made it this far. I appreciate you. I love you, and I want you to name a show that you have been watching forever, okay? And you've seen every single episode, but you still watch this show till this day. You've been watching it for years. Example, mine is The Golden Girls. I love The Golden Girls. I've been watching The Golden Girls since I was 9-10 years old, and I've seen every single episode, but I still watch that show till this day, okay? So in the comments, if you made it this far, let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite all-time favorite show that you have watched seen every episode, but you will still continue to watch forever and ever. I know some of y'all are going to say Friends. I know it. I know it. I know it. I never liked that show. I don't like that show. Okay? Don't come for me. I've never liked Friends, but I can understand the appeal and why everybody did. I just couldn't get into it. See y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Deuces.